Not gonna lie, I'm going a little bit crazy in quarantine today. I think it's finally hitting me. The ironic thing is that my daily routine hasn't actually changed all that much. I already worked from home. My husband is still going to work. So my days aren't looking any different, but the fact that I can't go out after being home all day, like go to happy hour, it's getting to me today. But how are y'all doing? How has your daily routine changed? Anyway, it has been a while since I've done a makeup declutter, and since PR packages have really slowed down during this time, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to clear out some of my overstuffed drawers before they start up again. If you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. Let's get to some makeup spring cleaning, shall we? All right, y'all, this is the drawer that I want to tackle today. It is my foundation and concealers, and as you can see, there's just really no organization to it because it's so overstuffed. Tried to put some baskets in. Some of my newer products are on top because I've obviously been using them more frequently. So we've got the new Physicians Formula Natural Defense Foundation. Really liking this. I have a whole video on this, which I will be keeping, as well as their Natural Defense Powder, which actually just won the Glamour Beauty Awards for Best Drugstore Powder. So I'll be keeping that as well. All right, next on top we have the new e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, which I've been using a lot. I am just in love with this formula. I'm completely off of the original matte Camo Concealer. This one just feels so much more comfortable on my skin. Okay, the first thing that I need to declutter is this Catrice foundation. I actually really like it. It is a very lightweight yet full coverage foundation. However, this particular bottle is quite old, and I believe last time I opened it up, it kind of looked like it was separating. It's a little crusty, so this one will be a declutter. All right off the top, I've got the Believe Beauty foundation. This is $5 from the Dollar General Believe Beauty line. I love this foundation. I'm wearing it today. It has such beautiful, natural looking coverage. I'm almost done with this bottle, but I will be keeping it until it's done. This is a foundation from Sistar Cosmetics. I did a whole video about this brand. It's kind of like a beauty supply store brand that's really affordable, pretty good quality products. I just haven't been using this, so I might actually pass this off to a friend. Now, this is kind of bizarre. There's no label on it, but this was a sample sent to me from the brand Undone Beauty. It's actually a new brand at Target, and this is called their Foundation. It's kind of a tinted moisturizer. It's very thin, very light coverage, but nice and fresh for when you just want a little bit of evening out. This I only just received a few months ago, so I'll be keeping that. Ooh, this has got to go. This is years old. So this is Sweat Cosmetics, which was a beauty brand that was like meant to be worn while you work out. And this was like an SPF powder type product, which I actually really like these kinds of products, but this is like old. I've had this since I lived in LA, and considering you can't really wash the brush head, probably not very sanitary anymore. So that'll be decluttered. Here is an old fave of mine, the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream. Favorite BB cream for summer because it still gives you so much freaking coverage, but it's light and it's flexible and acne friendly. But this particular tube, you can kind of see it separating inside as well. It's pretty old, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss this. It's also almost empty because I used it mostly all up last summer, but that will be a repurchase. Now, talking about Covergirl, I have the Matte Ambition Full Spectrum foundation. I didn't really have any problems with this foundation, but there are just other ones that I like a little bit more. This is obviously almost completely full, so I'll probably pass this off to a friend. Ooh, this is really old. Okay, this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. This is a pretty dang good product, and luckily it's almost done, so the fact that it's old and I'm throwing it away, I don't feel too bad. Ooh, this is hella old. The e.l.f. Beauty Shield Skin Shielding Primer. I actually really love this. This is almost full. When did I get this? This is an awesome primer because it has SPF 50 in it. Y'all know that I don't really wear face primer anymore, but I will use skin protecting products under my makeup. Well, considering it's been opened and the expiration date is supposed to be 6 months, I don't think any of the benefits in this would still be stable anyway, so unfortunately I'll probably have to declutter this. Okay, so we've got two of the NYX Bare With Me tinted moisturizers, which are actually or tinted skin veils, excuse me. I really do like this formula. It looks really natural. It gives you kind of medium coverage. Now, one of these is just a little too yellow for me. I think it's beige camel. Oh, here's my other e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I bought 2 shades because I didn't know which one I was. So I've got my trusty Makeup Forever Ultra HD Liquid Foundation. This is my absolute all-time favorite foundation ever across any budget, but especially high-end. This is what I wore on my wedding day. I reserve it for, you know, very special occasions, but this is probably the bottle that I actually wore on my wedding day, which was 3 years ago. So probably gonna go ahead and declutter this. What else do we have here? Okay, this is also pretty old. This is the Clean Matte Liquid Foundation, which is heavier than the BB cream. It's more of like a typical foundation. I just prefer the BB cream because it still gives me amazing coverage with a lighter feel. Okay, we've got the Believe Beauty Concealer, which I also like, especially using along with the foundation. The finishes just meld together perfectly, so I'll keep that. Ooh, here's a product that didn't really work for me. I'm seeing a couple. The Derma E Tinted Moisturizer with SPF. I really wanted to like this, but it just sat on my skin really weird. And I love Derma E as a skincare brand, but the coverage just kind of broke up on me. Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This used to be my go-to for cutting creases because it was just a little too dry for me to use on the skin, but I've had this for a very long time, and with direct contact with the eyes, I definitely don't want to keep it past its prime. Okay, we also have the brand new Physicians Formula Natural Defense Concealer. This is full coverage and also has the SPF and blue light protection and pollution protection as the rest of the line, and I really like this. The only thing is it has like a built-in sponge applicator thing, which I don't personally love when that happens because, again, you can't wash those. I would prefer this to have just been a squeeze tube, but I'll be keeping it. All right, so this was another Physicians Formula from their organic line, the Silk Foundation Elixir. This is amazing when you want really dewy, fresh looking skin. I'm gonna keep this. And then this is the corresponding primer. Again, I'm not a big primer person, but this does add a little bit of glow. Okay, so we have 2 of these NYX Born to Glow foundations, which I actually really like. These I feel like are being really slept on. Like, not a lot of people talked about it when they came out, but it's a really beautiful radiant finish. This is just like a setting powder with a slight tint to it, the Vitalist Healthy Powder. Just nice when you want maybe a little bit of extra coverage while also mattifying your makeup. And speaking of powders, I did do a video about this one, the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Powder Foundation. Such a great option if you want just something kind of lightweight to even everything out, but you don't want to put on like a full-on beat with liquid foundation. This is like the best full coverage powder foundation that I've tried. This is the Tarte Double Duty Shape Tape Foundation. I really wish I hadn't bought the hydrating version because it just stays dewy feeling all day, which is not really my jam. But anyway, I think I got this maybe a year and a half ago during a 21 Days of Beauty event, pretty much when I get all of my higher end stuff. This foundation is from Summer, the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, which I actually really like, but even in summer, this shade did not match me, golden beige. I had a makeup artist match me, and then I got home and I put it on and it was just like really orange. Another one I was so obsessed with, the Hydrating Foundation Stick from Neutrogena. I used the heck out of this. I'm wondering how much is even left. A little bit. Okay, I'll probably go ahead and use this up. All right, what else we got in here? Oh, we have another one of the Catrice bottles. This one was in a slightly lighter color. The other one was my summer shade, but it's just as old. Pixi Beauty Balm Foundation. I liked this. This one was a little bit warm for me. The shade range is really limited. I think there's like 5 or 6 shades. This was right in the middle. I'm gonna hang on to it because I do think that when my warm undertones come out in summer, it might match me a little bit better. Okay, I have several of the Covergirl Undercover Concealers. Again, these just won an award in the Glamour Beauty Awards as the best drugstore concealer. Pretty sure only one of them matches me. Golden Natural, I think, is my shade, although I want to keep this one as a highlight. Ooh, this is really old. This is the Covergirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. I actually really liked this foundation. It's a good full coverage one. I feel like my skin tone changes so much throughout the year, and depending on how tan I get during summer, that can affect my skin tone and foundation shade for literally the rest of the year because I hold on to a tan for so long. So I think this was like my correct shade at some point, and then after Jamaica in November, I just couldn't use it anymore. We have a Lou Mousse Banana Powder from Covergirl True Blend Minerals. I don't really remember liking this powder, actually. I don't really remember why I don't like that. We've got my Makeup Forever HD powder. I kind of reserve it for special occasions. And then we have the AOA Perfect powder. So this is $1, and I think the first time I tried this, I actually compared it to the Makeup Forever. It does work pretty dang well for a budget option. The AOA Studio brand has some really good hidden gems. All right, we've got a few more foundations, and then the rest I believe are concealers. So we have the Revlon Candid Foundation. I also have the Glow version. Now the regular version was named the best drugstore foundation of 2020 in the Glamour Beauty Awards last week, and I really like it. I do prefer this one over the Glow foundation because the Glow foundation one doesn't have as much coverage. It's more like light buildable, where this one is like medium to full. So now we have 2 tubes of CC Plus cream from IT Cosmetics. This is such an awesome product. I do prefer this over the Bye Bye foundation. Do I even see an expiration date on here? They don't have like the little jar saying when you need to toss it. That's interesting. Okay, I think I might hang on to these. Oh yeah, this is the new Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. I tested this out in a video, and this is just such a weird product, and I felt so much better when I saw that Raw Beauty Christie had the exact same experience as I did, where this just like pilled up and broke up on the skin. It just like sat on top of my skin in such a weird way, which is disappointing because I thought that it would be like a radiant version of the Clean Fresh BB cream, or Clean Matte BB cream, excuse me. But yeah, this just did not do it for me. So this I might hand off to someone else because it's basically brand new, and there have been people who have said it works really well for them, so I just think it depends on the skin type, but for me, it was not good. Now this AOA liquid concealer, there are hidden gems, but it's definitely a hit or miss situation when you go through the AOA Studio line, and this was a miss for me. Here's another shade of that Sistar Cosmetics foundation. Ooh, one concealer that I love, this is actually a little bit dark for me though, the Infallible Full Wear Concealer from L'Oreal. It's so beautiful. This is slightly dark for what I like my concealer to be, but I am gonna hang on to it because in summer this will probably be fine. All right, so we have the Covergirl No Filter Concealer. Now I have not had this very long, so I'm really surprised with like how it's settled inside the packaging. This shade was also a little bit peachy for me. They didn't really have a lot of options at Ulta. I like it. I like having it as an option, so I'll go ahead and keep it. Okay, so we just have all of these concealers left. All right, so we have 3 of the Rimmel Stay Matte concealers. Even though they are matte, they don't look dry and they don't look flat on the face. So this is a matte concealer that I definitely feel comfortable with, like mixing with a more satin foundation. It's not gonna look super weird. I think the only one that really matches me though is Classic Beige. This middle one is a little too tan, and obviously this one on the left is super light. Okay, so we've got the original Camo concealer from e.l.f. Now I'll hang on to this even though I have been using the Hydrating one much more. I will say that this one might last a tiny bit longer under the eyes, so I'll just hold on to it for that. We've got a couple of the Covergirl Clean Matte concealers, which I like. Again, really lightweight, although these are pretty old. As you can see, they were just like right at the bottom, so these might need to be tossed. Now, I am gonna go ahead and toss my color correcting concealers because these are both very old. Both of these are the type of packaging where you apply it straight to your skin, and obviously I have green for redness, which I typically used for correcting acne, which means these applicators have been literally on a bunch of acne, which I don't want to be reapplying to my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss both of these. All right, we've got a couple more high-end concealers down at the bottom. We've got the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, which is great. It works really well with the liquid foundation that I showed you, and then the Bye Bye Under Eye. This one's a lot newer. I got this during the fall 21 Days of Beauty, so I'll keep that, but the Ultra HD concealer, that's pretty dang old. This is a completely unopened NYX HD Studio concealer. This used to be my absolute favorite. This looks a little bit peachy for me though, but hey, I mean, it's unopened, so I'll keep that and just stash it in my drawer. Okay, next up we have the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Concealer. Now, I only just opened this up when I was comparing it to the Dior concealer in my Dior makeover versus drugstore makeup video, so I'll go ahead and keep that. Here's another one that I'm gonna be tossing because of the fact that it's so old and the applicator is one of those built-in ones you can't wash, but this was the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Concealer. And finally, we have the Revolution Pro Concealer. This reminded me so much of the YSL Touche Éclat concealer that everyone was so obsessed with back in the day. I think I'll hold on to it for a little bit. I think I've only used it a couple times, so I'm not too skeeved out with the built-in applicator. And that's it. Let's organize this, shall we? Tell me in the comments below, have you been doing any decluttering since we've all been stuck at home? Are you being productive, or are you just binge watching Love is Blind on Netflix? Because I did that too. Today's shout out goes to Julie. Thanks for being a member of the Slashed Squad, and join me over in this video next where I show you my favorite products to fix dry hands if you've been washing them like crazy. I'll see you over there. Bye.